What is a narrative and what are the types of narratives? Welcome back to Beyond English, Unlocking the Power of Language. I'm Teacher Steve, and in this video, Narrative Writing 1, we're going to look at what a narrative is and what the different types of narratives are. And this will lay the foundation for Narrative Writing 2, where we'll look at how to write a narrative. Let's get into it. Okay, welcome to Narrative Writing, a simple guide for students. This is video 1, and here we're going to look at what is a narrative, why is narrative writing important, and what are the different types of narratives. In video 2, we'll look at the components of a narrative and how to write a narrative. So, let's begin. So what is a narrative? Simply put, a narrative is a story. It tells what happens to a character or number of characters, and it goes through it step by step. It can be real, non-fiction, or imaginary fiction. Narratives help us understand people, places, and feelings and emotions. And each narrative or story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It takes the reader on a journey. So why is narrative writing important? Why should you apply yourself to developing your skills as a narrative writer? Well, simply put, it's important because it helps you to use your imagination, to develop your creativity, and to organize your thoughts. These are essential skills for you to develop. Use your imagination, develop your creativity, and organize your thoughts. Once you can do these things, it will improve your communication and help you to share your ideas and feelings effectively. So good storytelling, good narrative writing builds your thinking and language skills. It helps people understand your experiences and ideas and makes you a more effective communicator. What are the different types of narratives? Well, remember, a narrative is a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. It can be true or imaginary. And narratives have characters, a setting, a problem, and a resolution. So the three main categories of narratives are factual narratives. These are based on real life, true stories. Fictional narratives. These are imagined or invented stories. They're not true. And hybrid or creative narratives. These use a mix of literary forms to deliver their story. Let's have a look at them. Factual narratives. These are based on real life or facts. They're true stories based on real people, real places, and real events. They often use the first person, I, me, or my, as they're written in a reflective or descriptive tone from the perspective of the main character. Types of factual narratives include personal narratives, that's a true story from the writer's own life. Historical narratives, these are stories based on real events that occurred in the past. Biographical narratives and autobiographical narratives, these tell the life story of either the writer or another real person. And news or journalistic narratives, these tell the news event like a story. Fictional narratives, these are imagined or invented stories. They're made up from the writer's imagination. They may be realistic or fantastical, but the events and characters are made up and imagined. Types of fictional narratives include fiction narratives. These are made-up stories, realistic or imaginative. That's where we get the term fiction from, for novels and books. Adventure and mystery narratives. These are full of excitement, full of action, and full of riddles, mysteries, and puzzles to solve. Science fiction narratives. These are based on science, technology, and the future. And fantasy narratives include magic, mythical creatures, and other worlds. While fables and moral stories are short stories which teach a lesson and usually use animals as characters. Hybrid or creative narratives use a mix of forms. So these narratives combine elements of fact and fiction or use some creative format to deliver their story. The types of hybrid or creative narratives include narrative poetry. This tells a story in poetic form. Dialogue-based narratives, which use conversation to tell the story. Allegorical narratives. These are fictional but symbolic. They teach bigger ideas, often morals and ethics and lessons. Autobiographical and biographical fiction. These are based on real life but fictionalized. Names, places, details may be changed. Autobiographical fiction is based on the author's own life, whereas biographical fiction is based on somebody else's life. Okay, let's do a quick recap. Three main categories of narratives are factual, fictional, and hybrid or creative. Factual narratives are based on real life and they can be personal, historical, biographical, or news, journalistic. Fictional narratives are imagined or invented stories and they're fictional, fantasy, science fiction, adventure, and fables. And hybrid or creative narratives are a mix of forms. Got narrative poetry, dialogue-based narratives, allegorical, and autobiographical or biographical narratives. Okay, thanks for watching Beyond English, Unlocking the Power of Language, Narrative Writing 1. Now it's your turn. Go to Narrative Writing 2 and learn how to write a narrative. I'm Teacher Steve. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next video.